The more chances you give someone, the less respect they'll start to have for you. They'll begin to ignore the standards that you've set because they'll know another chance will always be given. They're not afraid to lose you because they know, no matter what, you won't walk away. They get comfortable with depending on your forgiveness. Never let a person get comfortable disrespecting you.
I don't feel like disrespect happens by accident, especially from somebody that loves you and somebody that's very close to you, supposed to know who you are. I don't hold grudges, I just make adjustments. So, if you done did some wild shit and now your resume is tarnished in my eyes forever, that's just what it is. Our relationship can never be the same again. Just because you love somebody don't mean you got to deal with them every day. Some people you just got to love from a distance, you know what I'm saying? And you may, regardless of what y'all relationship was, y'all could have went from being around each other day for day. But, certain circumstances happen that go against what you stand for morally, and everybody has a code, or everybody needs to have a code. And, some kind of situations. And when somebody violated, there's consequences for that. Just like people that go out here and commit crimes. It don't matter what the intent was, it matters what happens. So if you commit the crime, you get caught, you're going to jail. I don't care why you did it. I don't care you didn't mean to do it. You did it. It is what it is.
Let's get started right away. Managing bad behavior. In my experience, bad behavior from your woman is unavoidable. Oh, it's getting closer and closer. Hear me out. You can have a beautiful woman. You can have the best girlfriend ever. What's this? She will likely act out most of the time because it's just that time of the month. Because no two women are ever exactly the same chemically. Anyway, she might also be trying you. Both ways, she will act in ways that you would not. And many men make mistakes by managing it poorly, aren't they? Incorrectly responding to unruly behavior, man. That might signal the end of the world. What do you think about handling? Let's generalize it for the time being. In a moment, we'll delve into more specifics about this. But how would you handle inappropriate behavior with women? Guys, first and foremost, you need to have an abundance when interacting with women. I have a set of criteria when I deal with ladies. You need to have an abundant mindset if you want to meet and maintain women. Are you okay? Women will occasionally act out if you go, so be prepared for that. They must be aware that you are prepared to leave. And on occasion, taking a brief break is necessary to demonstrate to her that you are paying attention to her rather than making empty threats. I'm not kidding when I say that's why your woman never acts. Thank you. I'm going out. I promise to God. 10 minutes later, it was still there. I will leave, I vow. Sometimes these tiny breakups, all these meaningless threats, I'm doing it this time. Guys, sometimes a breakup lasting 2, 3, or 4 weeks is necessary to regain a woman's respect in the older school. Older cats, like my grandfather and others, didn't realize they were hitting women, right? This was the situation where men struggled to manage women who were acting inappropriately. They were hit. You are the only person who can act morally, so only one factor remains. We now understand that you cannot strike ladies in the manner we live today. You just can't do it, in hell. To quarrel with women is not even really a smart idea. Let's pretend that you exist. Let's not even discuss your acting. Just imagine that your neighbors overhear you having a disagreement with your woman. Oh yes, they believe there is a brawl or other activity going on. 2 police officers arrive at the door shortly after and request a seat for you. They want to talk and are willing to make this into a major issue. They can arrest you if they notice you being noisy because they'll assume something. Absolutely. True to form. Therefore, I'm not even going to get into how you are acting emotional, which will only happen. Get more manly because you're acting like a woman. I'm only referring to the level where your neighbors might overhear it and contact the cops. Guys, please refrain from hitting and arguing with women. They must be aware that you are genuinely willing to go. You can only get your woman to behave properly in that way. If she must be aware that you are prepared to leave and mean it. The problem is that most of you lack the guts to accomplish that because you don't view life as abundant. Listen, I wholeheartedly concur. A man who fucked definitely worked much harder back then than men do now, And it wasn't like this in the 1920s, 1930s, and 1940s. They put in 10, 12, or 14-hour days back then, which led to an attitude of natural prosperity. However, things are simpler now. Therefore, we don't need to put in as many hours, at least not in terms of labor. But, however, males who, are focused on their hobbies, their podcasts, or whatever the case may be, are okay, right? A woman finds that appealing because she doesn't. You shouldn't look to a woman for all of your happiness. I think that's too much pressure. And she thinks of herself as, oh my God. As if I were the cause of this man's happiness. Repeat this often. You make me whole. If not for you, I am nothing. Girls don't want to listen. If not for you, I am nothing. Girls desire you, as he is capable of being something on his own. Girls aren't attentive. Don't get me wrong. Girls aren't trying to work on a project. They want to build with a man, no doubt, but they want a man who is going in the direction they want. Not a man who wants you as part of his plan, but rather a man with a plan. Guys, they want to enhance your life, not replace it. Guys, here's the deal. When you return home from work and your partner begins to think, he's nothing without me, like you have no life apart from her. And I am aware that guys get stuck because I myself have done so in the past. When you get home from work, your girlfriend is your only source of entertainment. She becomes your sole focus as soon as you leave work. Because you crowd her too, your woman eventually started needing space and began wanting to go out and hang out with her friends. You folks understand this, but I need some room to explain where I think that comes from. You ought to she. I always tell my guys that if their wives aren't moaning that they don't spend enough time together, they aren't doing it right. A cozy location. I'm good. My women are all whiners all the time. Not often enough do I see you. We don't speak frequently enough, I feel. I brought my girl over on Sunday. Will you be picking up the phone this week? Will you give me a call this week? This is what I consistently, all the time. Excellent science tells me. She has no emotion. I'm unable to see you on Sunday. You are aware of my busy schedule. That eludes me always. She is grateful for the time she has. Okay guys, so you should always look at the relationship if you're in a relationship with your wife, and she's not whining that, hell, don't spend enough time together, all right? Because you'll probably start experiencing problems very soon. It is the fundamental law of supply and demand, right? A commodity loses value when it becomes more accessible to any group of people or individual. She won't appreciate your time as highly if you spend all of your time with your girls. Your girl will value the time she spends with you more if you spend less time with her. Therefore, if you don't spend every waking minute with her, she will stop whatever she is doing to be with you for the 5 or 10 minutes that you do talk to her, text her, because you've once again made her scarce. That is very significant. That's right, guys, and this is where the abundant mindset originates. You continually work to improve. So folks, here's the deal. You may recall what Donovan said about being overweight and other stuff. I'm about the best he can get, she says, as she turns to face him. Therefore, you should continually be working to increase your social market value. Then your woman would tell you that getting a woman is simple when she looks at you. She wants to act in her finest manner because she is watching both you and her. Dunman is handling this. I must act appropriately because Dunman appears to be in good shape. Because from the way he looks, he may easily take my place. You want a woman to feel that way. The problem arises primarily because you guys are aware that your girl has a vagina and you have negative feelings against her. She does not, however, feel that way for you. A woman can, as we all know, leave and proceed down the street. Oh, things are flung at her from all sides. Exactly. Therefore, we will never be able to defeat them in that regard. However, a lot of this terrible conduct will come from you if your girlfriend can look at you and think, I know he can get other ladies simple. Because when your women look at you, they think, I don't think he can do better. to themselves. Okay, guys, don't expect a woman to act appropriately if she doesn't believe you can behave better. And the attitude is scared by that. Let's go, because you also don't think it's true. If you give a woman your phone number, is that either a lady will already know whether she is interested in you if you start a discussion with her before you ask her, before you receive her phone number, or before you offer her yours. Therefore, if you ask her for your phone number, she will give it to you in error. Okay, she didn't find you attractive. Therefore, if you offer it to her, she won't contact you regardless, as she wasn't initially attracted to you. But right, if she, within herself, okay, you have a subliminal understanding that this man wants the conversation to finish. But after asking her, you tell her, hey, you seem cool. Here is my phone. Add your phone number. I tell you what, it's possible that she has a 2-second thought pattern. She may believe that he had the guts to genuinely ask for my phone number. What the heck, I'll give him a chance. Even though the shot wasn't great, you made it. Exactly, men. And for this reason, Donald just added, you should keep the first date on the cheap as well. Because you're right. You may be receiving a pay. Okay, so you might get a pity date with a lady who showed little interest. But as Dunn said, because you had the nerve to approach us, she decided to give it a go. Due to the possibility that a woman may be setting you up on a pit date, you should always go on cheat dates, ideally on the first day. So for the first date, keep it basic. I'm on that phone number thing myself. I prefer exchanging numbers. And the reason I can do that is because I might wait for a bit in the hypothetical. It's impossible for me to have my weekend plans figured out right now because I already have a rotation of girls. So let's imagine that I received a girl's phone number today. Okay, she is not available this weekend. You can't do it correctly. So what? I won't get to see her till the weekend. Having said that, I can't call her till next week because what am I going to say? Since I am unable to establish a date, calling her right now serves no useful purpose. Hey, how about meeting up in 2.5 weeks? Yes, I will call her on Wednesday or something similar. I'll call her by the end of the week. All right. But if I don't have her phone number, she might call me before then, and I wouldn't know who she was. I want to make sure I add a phone number because of this, because some ladies will or won't participate in that game. When they don't identify the person, they maintain anonymity. They merely desire your identification. Are you okay? As they see fit. You gave me your phone number. So truck, it must be an ego problem. My phone is the one you gave me. You've forgotten about me. Oh, hurry up. I'm so unique. Yeah, as if I'm the only living creature on the planet. I suppose I have 12 of you, guy. Who are you exactly? And what about women? They'd never just hang up the phone with a, oh, okay then, or you don't remember me. So what the heck with it attitude. Therefore, I always chose exchange numbers since I appreciate both of your strategies. You know what's interesting? I just thought about the exchange while doing something else. I just genuinely came up with something. So that's true to me. What I'll say is that you seem cool. If you give me your number, I'll give you mine. That's my IC. Yeah, you're brave now. After exchanging information, you ask for the phone number. Game 101 disrespect in public, if that's what you're almost talking about. Everywhere we go, listen, we witness women treating their male partners with disdain. Many individuals think that rudeness in public is always expressed verbally since they observe women speaking to males in a variety of ways. Not all displays of contempt in public are vocal. It might be her nonverbal cues. It can be the case that when you are speaking to her in public, she simply ignores you. How do you respond to rudeness in public? The scowling, the disregarding, and inattentiveness. Okay, let's break this down. Be disrespectful, men. There are levels. So please appreciate that a woman hasn't disrespected herself by skipping a test. You failed the tests she gave you. She became more confident as a result, and this led to outright disdain. She doesn't only treat people disrespectfully. You have so been acting weakly. She has now been bolded. Let's assume I arrived at work 15 minutes late because I work for someone. They never say shit. They don't say it as I say. They let the first one go. So the next time I arrive 25 minutes late, I'll get mold. So now that I go an hour later, I'm getting more and more. Hey folks, this is a true tale from when I worked in security. I was doing this since the manager didn't really care that I arrived late because the club hadn't yet reached capacity, 12. I therefore understand that the 11th post was there at the 10th. I received payment for 10 to 4. I would arrive there at 11:30 and 11:45. I recently increased from 10 to 10 and 15 to. He remained silent. It then changed to 10:30. Yep. The club would be there for those 2 hours, so he didn't care when it got to 11. So you can see how much more confident I became potentially. The same applies here. What transpired between you and your woman? Therefore, I'm asking you guys to stop it before it gets this far. All right. That indicates that you have been acting somewhat carelessly by giving her weight. You are aware of your actions. You've been telling her to visit your home at 7, but she always arrives at 8. Am I correct? Guys, the brief scenario had you believing I was at home, and she had just arrived. You assumed I was simply chilling when she showed her hands at 8:15. So it's not a huge thing. It was significant. You've been anticipating it. However, you guys need to be aware of everything since you start to believe that things are unimportant. Regarding a woman's issue, a woman, every single useless test counts. You must constantly resist the urge to change the date after forcing a woman to go out with you. Simple things like that, where you want to have spaghetti and she wants to go eat ravioli. That might not seem like a huge problem to you. You are the one who leads. Okay, tiny things like that are how you wind up receiving outright rudeness in public, correct? So, folks, you need to stop it before it gets that far because I have something to tell you. If a woman starts treating you disrespectfully, right, that implies that she most likely no longer loves you. And today, a lady will push you away if she doesn't want to. The reason why most women won't end a relationship is that they become upset with their behavior and strive to do everything. You'll break up with them, but the guys won't follow suit. Incredible, guy. Unbelievable. However, you frequently observe this. I want to break like women attempt, but I'm going to start acting in such a way that he won't be able to help but break up with me, and the guys will continue to put up with it to the point where a woman will have to leave you guys. Please take my word for it, if a woman has broken up with you, done by you. She had to do the breaking up because you had been the problem for such a long time. All right. Women always desire a man to break up with them. They become very angry because of this. They attempt to eject you. All right. Ideally, you would. But why do guys take so long to do what they have to do correctly? So men are aware of this. Look at that woman if you notice anyone disrespecting the flag. I guess she doesn't even care about me anymore. This lady. I'm good.